I'm in the camp that's like, if there's a market on the Suez Canal being open or closed, I have some, I don't know, I have some shipment coming in somewhere. I would want the captain of that ship to tell me, or to at least have that information, like tell me, is it closed or not? And I would want him to tell me that through the market, right? Um, so like that, could be considered insider trading. Like he himself is at the Suez Canal. He sees if it's open or closed. He can place the trade. Um, but that also gives the participants who are just viewing the odds, the most informed information about whether this Suez Canal is open or closed. That's kind of my thought. I think it is kind of a feature, and I even asked one of the commissioners, about this at the SEC, and she basically had said it is kind of a feature, and I mean it opens up some interesting questions, and um, I'm very curious how they handle this in the law, and I think it opens up just like a ton of interesting questions for everybody. And I'm excited to see how it plays out. But I do think it's a feature, not a bug. But I I do think that there's ways that it isn't good. For example, like the Coinbase earnings is a little bit of an interesting thing. I think it gives people the wrong idea of this space where Brian Armstrong basically like went through all the strikes on the Coinbase earning mention market at the end of the market. I mean, sure, it's for the memes, but it does kind of like put a bad rep on the space in itself.
Yeah, I mean, my opinion on that is I don't think anything was intended by that. Like he obviously wasn't betting or anything like that. I
Yeah,
think he
yeah.
thought maybe he was like promoting the space by doing that. Like, oh yeah, this is really cool. I just maybe he didn't think about the
It was for
people.
it was for the memes for sure,
It was
but
for the memes, yeah, yeah. Maybe he just didn't think about the people getting wrecked. Because I do remember some people were like, "Oh my gosh!" Like, I just, like you're that close to winning the entire market, and then it's like all of a sudden this happens. So, I
yeah,
guess beware. But at the second time, I've seen people approach the insider trading in a way that is like, okay, well, that's just part of the game, right? That's just part of the game. Like if you know that Brian Armstrong is, on the deeply involved in prediction markets with Polymarket and Kalshi, and you know that he's familiar with it, maybe just guess that he's going to do that, right? Um,
yeah. That's another side of the coin for sure.
yeah, and like the ways people take the prediction market analysis is crazy. Like right down to the rules, like knowing the map that like a geopolitical market resolves on. It's like the game just goes so much further than just trading and things like that.
Yeah, the
Um,
game runs deep. I mean that's why I'm so fascinated with the space that um, somebody will fly boots on the ground, do some polling themselves, and then ended up placing like a large bet on some side, for example, like the Portugal election, or even Freddie with the last election. I mean, it's like that's my favorite part of the space, and I think like at Synthesis, we also want to kind of sponsor some of these people, like sponsor a researcher to do some boots on the ground research on something, and then come back and share that with everybody. But I think like there's so much cool stuff in this space, and me and the team are we're happy to be here and be like trying to innovate on this cool space.